This actually might be the shortest podcast ever. Recently, I've been talking with few people through my interviews and off offline and online, and question was asked, should I write a book? And the short answer is yes, you should. And that would be end of the podcast answering the question. But let's have a look. Why should you write a book? I believe that everybody's got a story to say, and personally, I like reading the most the autobiographies, memoirs, and stories about real people telling their story. Not necessarily the super popular people. Obviously, they've got their brilliant lives and full of cash. They can do extraordinary things that us normal people cannot. But I think everybody's got a book inside. And it would be nice if more people publish them. Nowadays is the easiest time ever to be able to publish book. If I could do it 7 times, other people can do it as well. In the past, I have been working with few people. I helped them go through the process, help them design the cover, help them publish it through the Amazon, and they are successful author as well, just like me. So now accessibility for a writing a books and publishing them and being a successful author is pretty much unlimited. If you're happy with Amazon, obviously. The drawback of Amazon is that they're taking a quite a fair chunk of your income, but then you don't have to have any money to put in. They're doing everything for you, providing you a platform, providing you tools, checks, distribution. I personally really like it. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to store books. I don't have to go and promote them so much as I would do with a official publishing or the traditional publishing. I don't have to pay up front for the money and then hoping that I'm gonna get money back. Because you have to realize that most of us small authors will not get rich from the books. But what the books do, they build your authority. So if you have a published book, still in people's perception is that you are an authority or something and you know what you're talking about. This is the kind of a other drawback of self-publishing, that there's lots of books, let's say, on a lower quality. I'm not a professional writer. My language is quite simple, so I wouldn't put myself in a top quality authors. I write for people like myself who like reading quick books, quite simple language, easily understandable, and that can relate to. Another reason why you should write the book is that you can reach people that might need help. They will resonate with you and they will take your word as advice, see how you dealt with a problem if you're writing about a problem. For myself, it was about dealing with an anxiety. If you haven't read my book, I highly recommend either Anxious Black Belt or Karate for Mental Health. When I delve into my personal issues with anxiety and how martial arts helped me to overcome. And as much as it was challenge for me to publish that book, I was very hesitant doing it. I was afraid of judgment and how people gonna respond to it and what the feedback gonna be from the martial arts community, because it was a book about me opening up about very personal stuff that I've been hiding for a very long time because I've been embarrassed talking about it and trying to avoid talking about it. But I mastered the courage and published that book, and a feedback I had, it was fantastic, really overwhelming and exceeding my expectation. I was hoping to be successful, which happened, but as well I had a lot of doubts about how it's gonna be received, and I'm gonna be flooded by the hate mail and people just taking Mickey out of me and laughing at me. And this is something that I was fearing the most, which now I learned that it's unjustified, and most of the people are super supportive, and the feedback I had It was great. The side effect of the book was that lots of people contacted me that related to the story. And I say, if you write a book and help one person, um, the job is well done. It was worth writing that book, worth doing the course, whatever you're doing. If you can help one person, then you've done a great job. And I had several messages from people after reading the Anxious Black Belt that said to me that I saved their life because they were on the end of a thread. They didn't see any option, but reading my book, something sparked up to try karate, martial arts, other activities, and they went for it. And in that way, their life's been saved because they found new purpose in life and started to crawl up from their dark place. So even for that, it's worth writing the book, right? Don't mind. It's always nice to have some money from projects you made. It's not that I can buy the yacht yet, or I can move to the nice country, have a big house, but the little income from those books always helps, at least getting kids out and having their fun days with them. But that value of helping somebody and changing their life for positive is all that I needed. This was something that I didn't expect. I thought it's gonna be okay, people gonna read it and maybe volunteer to do some stuff at the mental health charities or save more money, donate more money, raise more money. But I didn't think that actually I'm going to be saving people's life. And I'm sure that if you write your book, you're going to impact some people in a positive way. The other thing is that because of Anxious Black Belt, this podcast is ready, right? This podcast is happening. My seminars flourishing. I've been taken around the world with based on that book because people learned about my values and what I can bring to the table, to their seminars, to their club, and very often not only showing the my physical skills in martial arts and karate, but also talking about aspects that are mentally related. So how I dealt with it and telling my story and showing people how they can overcome stuff and focusing on that mental barriers within the karate, like break falls, sparring, and so on and so on. So I didn't expect that the book gonna be a pivot point in my life in martial arts as well. I always thought that I'm gonna be teaching seminars based off my skills, but I've got loads of seminars where people are more interested in my methodology of training, how I adapt my training. I'm helping in quite a few clubs if they have a problem with disability, disabled students, how to adapt training, how to coach better. So in that way, I'm busy doing all because of that book, because it showed me to the other peoples, to other clubs, and they're reaching out, asking me for help. And if I didn't write that book, I wouldn't have been have access to mental health charities. Now, when I'm talking with them, I usually send my free copy of a book. They can read what I am about, what we do, how we work, what the results are. Obviously, this is not some scientific studies, but they're anecdotal evidence from people who've trained with us, people who've been willing to put their thoughts into my second book. And I'm sent those two books, which opening a lot of doors if you want to work with organizations. So if you write your story and share it with people, that's gonna open a lot of doors. You don't even know and you cannot imagine what doors it might open. I didn't thought I'm gonna be speaking with NHS and other organization, local council. I never thought this possible for a self-employed coach to work for council, and now thanks to the council we registered karate for mental health CIC, where we're a charitable organization, and we've got a contract with council and other organization, and now because of my books, other organization like Freemasons, Rotary, and philanthropy centers, this coalition of disabled people, reaching out to me asking me if I can provide um, help with their students, if I can um, do some sessions for them, Halo and other disability focused charities reaching out to me, asking me to come and do the sessions, show them how I do, what we do. Also, I've been invited to countless libraries to speaking to people who are willing to come in and have a meeting with authors, speaking to children about mental health and how sports and physical activities help to um, build resilience. So you never know where the book's gonna take you. And like I said before, it is so easy now to do the book. You just write it down, you publish it through the Amazon. They selling it, they're advertising for you. You put a little money into advertising. I personally haven't advertised through Amazon at all. I use just a post on social media, and that always gives a good result with more books being sold. This podcast helps as well, and kind of anxious black belt everything helps a lot. Um, Other question that I've got from people quite often is how to write the book. Um, there's a very simple answer to that. Just do it. But my style, I know that some people like to set up a long sessions, like 2 hour session. I must write 30,000 words or 10,000, 5,000, whatever your number is, and they will sit and write it down, then rewrite it again. My brain doesn't work like that. I like to write wherever I feel like it, so that's why it takes so long with my recent books because I'm so busy that I don't have time to write. But if I try to force myself, my mind is drifting away and it's basically nothing comes out from it. Always a gibberish and doesn't have a connections. So I learned through the years just to let my mind wander and do whatever. And sometimes I'm writing 15 minutes a day, sometimes I'm writing 15 minutes a month. Um, and I'm not blaming myself for it. I don't try to put the pressure on myself that I have to do it and have to be done. Being a self-published person, you don't have a deadlines. You can put deadlines if that works for you and motivates you. Sure, for me, it doesn't work. I've got so many projects now, like with council and different organization and the Karate for Mental Health. CIC, that the writing unfortunately went on a back burner, but the kids getting older, they're doing more their own stuff. So I can now sit down on their classes and don't have to watch them carefully what they do and guide them so much. So I can sit down with laptop and start writing. This is the plan from next month. So hopefully I can write more books. And as well, when you write one book and you publish it, it's a huge satisfaction. Um, Uploading that last enter and it's out in a ether, it's a super rewarding feeling, and it's gonna build up your confidence that you achieved something, you done something, you're gonna help people, and you're gonna put a little bit of you staying there forever. Um, Books are read by many people, and I can see you've got a mythology, you've got a history books, you've got the art like Shakespeare, and work of art of other countless authors that I read now hundreds of years later. So in a way, you're making yourself immortal if you put your story out there. Hopefully people in the generation is gonna be reading your book and think, oh, that was fascinating. He went to Kilimanjaro, like my friend Martin done. They went in Machu Picchu, like two other friends of mine done that. Les was traveling, teaching karate, and as well, you've got something to give to your grandchildren and their grandchildren. And look, member of our family wrote this book. That's how the life was then. That's what he achieved. That's what he was struggling with. And it's just a nice thing to have, I think. And like I said before, everybody's got a story inside. You might think it's not interesting, but other people will value it. I thought my story was not interesting, but I've got the hundreds of people sending me messages how they resonate with because they went through a similar thing, how the book helped them, how interesting it was to read, and it's nice to see that martial artists don't have to be macho, they can open up and say that, hey, we're struggling as well. Hey, we've got those problems as well. We are not gods. We are not superhumans. We are just normal people who've got their own problems. So, answer to your question, if you should write the book, is yes. When you should do it, start now, and I'm sure soon will be out and we all can read it and all enjoy it. And is it worth it? Definitely, there is very little downsides to it. Uh, you just have to realize that not necessarily you're gonna be a super seller and earn millions of pounds, dollars, or rupees, wherever you are, whatever you do. Um, but it's a good challenge as well to go out there and put yourself out there and be brave. So for me, it was a challenge. I like to take challenges as they come, head forwards, and if something is scary for me, I like to do it. Like this podcast, like the books, like swimming in Norway in fjords. I like to challenge myself because that builds my resilience. It makes me a braver person. It makes me a stronger person. So it's just for that reason you want to do it. Do it. I hope that this helps a little bit, and you will be keen on writing the book. If you would like to share an idea or need a help, drop the comment down below and reach out. We can have a chat about it. I can help you. And yeah, write the book.